don't really know what else to say. Can't stress this enough. I live in constant fear. Constant fear. Right? This evil that he's put on me, right? Like it's bad enough. It's bad enough if like he just revealed that the daughter was fake. And then it's like, oh, he's just an asshole and he's never gonna see me. Like that would be bad enough. Right? But this thing, right? A plea to the Pope. Can't stress it enough. It's the ugliest evil anyone could possibly conceive. Right? And now, right, Fish and the Discovery Institute, right, by their silence, right, by their continued refusal to show me the correspondences they received that involve me, right, I suspect they give him license to continue, because if I had something that he wrote that slandered me, right, then boom, I could get a lawyer. They'd say, okay, I'll take this case. No money required. Right? I mean, I don't want to sue him. This isn't about money. But I will, if, of course, if a lawyer says I want to take the case, I'm not going to say no. Right? But I was trying to do that, right? And he was still evil. Right? So this is about, right? This is about just talking about it, right? Setting the record straight, letting the world know, right? Right? I don't have to eat Quentin Tarantino's ass, right? If this isn't about the movie, right? That's my point, right? That if this was about the movie, right? He would have produced a non-disclosure agreement, said, there it is, you sign it, you go play Hamlet in Honolulu, LA ain't for you. And that would have been perfectly reasonable. I'm afraid right now, I'm afraid there's going to be bullets that come through this window, like he operates on this frequency of evil, of violence, in relation to me, right? That all of that violence in his movies comes from something dark inside of him, right? That if he, right, I acknowledge that Tribeca was my fault. That he set me up, he laid the world at my feet, right? And I didn't want to have to read in between the lines for that anymore. That was my right. That's my decision, right? And so he thought, right, that because I didn't give him what he wanted, that I don't know what the game is, right? And so he entered into this campaign to destroy my mind and failed miserably. And now it's crawled all the way into my mind, and we have this, right, really ugly, legendary psychic connection, right? But not just me and him. My novel is called, if you recall, Building a Coven, as in a coven of witches, right? So, right? Why the daughter, right? Why the sexual, right? Right? Pretty deep into the book, there's a passage where I'm talking about making Willow, his fake daughter, making her come with my mind. I said, oh, but she doesn't need my help to do that. And she was like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Right? So, right? Why do you think that is? Everything that emerged through that saga, right? Of me trusting Quentin, right? About the daughter. Perhaps it's all Quentin. I do acknowledge that. Right? But I don't think that's true. Right? Everything that emerges out of in this book, Building a Coven, right, stems from some psychological truth within them. That must be true. That must be true. Right? So when Willow is mocking Eliza, her name's Eliza, her name is Lisa, in the book, right? Which again was all them. She wasn't involved at all. She called her the ugly duckling and called her a fat bitch and like all these things, and like that comes from something, right? And so, right, I suspect that Daniela had strong opinions about her sister when they were teenagers, right? That she thought she was the pretty one, or if it's not the other thing, but yeah, that's what it is. Because she's swing, right? So lovely, right? But my point is that Willow's like, oh yeah, I want you to make me come with your mind, you know, right? Which anyone can do. Which isn't like, no, anyone can't do it, but like it's a facility, you know. And I said no, that's too weird, right? That they never got what they wanted. They wanted me to like put my dick in my hand. And they could go, oh, ha, 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 right? Pretty funny. They probably would have told me, like, right when I was about to come. That's funny. That's funny. Didn't get what you want, right? But my point is that she said that, right? Because that's what they're into. Right? I won't go on and on about it, but that's right? And that's how the novel begins, right? With hot wife, right? Putting tantric sex magic on movie star, right? So I think that it's like with both of them, you know? And that's all I'll say about that for now. I don't really know what to say. I don't know what to play, pardon me. Pay me no attention as the night turns into day. Sometimes when I'm standing still, I still miss this place. What a fool I was. What a fool I'll be. What a fool I am. What a fool. Oh, 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 oh. Cool amber and mercury. Cool amber and mercury. You say the most hurtful things. Cool amber and mercury. Pay me no attention as the day turns into night. Sometimes when I'm standing still, I still feel alright. What a fool I was. What a fool I am. What a fool I'll be. What a fool. Oh, 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 oh. Cool amber and mercury. Cool amber and mercury. You say the most hurtful things. Cool amber and mercury. Pray for me, pray for Quentin. I'm gonna start putting everybody's email that's involved in the description of every video, right? It's about talking about it, right? See what's good in your life. Hold those dear to you close, right? Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, share. All the best.